have completed the Consumer Protection Act of 1986 in the last classes. We have covered various features or definitions or objectives about the Act, and next act in the chapter is the Competition Act of 2002. Let's look at the background. Now, before the Competition Act was introduced, there was something called as MRTP Act, right? It is called as Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act. The full form of MRTP is Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act, which was existing in the year 1969. That was a long before. This act focused on to prevent the concentration of economic power to common detriment, control of monopolies, and prohibition of monopolistic and restrictive trade practices and matters connected therewith. Notice the word monopoly or monopolies. Now, what does that mean? In a particular industry, there is only one supplier or there is only manufacturer. Okay, there's just one unit or one company that is dominating every other suppliers or manufacturers. So, if there is that dominant position, the customers would reach out to the most dominant company. They wouldn't, so there would be not much business or income for the other suppliers or manufacturers. So, this act was established to prohibit or prevent such practices. So, post liberalization, so this was established in 1969. Later on, as years pass by, in the year 1991, I have already discussed with you, this year is a prominent year for the Indian economy, as we have seen the LPG Act coming into force. What is LPG? Liberalization, privatization and globalization. When the Indian economy focused or opened its doors towards the world trade, or the whole world becomes one market. Until then, we are trying to focus only on Indian economy, and from 1991 we started focusing on setting up our branches in the foreign countries, and we also welcome the foreign companies to set up or have businesses with our Indian partners. Therefore, 1991 is a revolutionary year for our economy. Liberalization focused on reducing the amount of restrictions or regulations or rules in trade. That is the meaning of liberalization. Making things more simple or making things more liberal. Second part is privatization. Until then, most of the activities or sectors were controlled or governed by the Government of India. So, then government started encouraging the privatization. That means you can start private banks, private companies, anything on your own without the intervention or control of government. So, that was also encouraged in the year 1991, and globalization is nothing but that you would open up the entire economy to the world. So, it's not just trading within Indian borders now, the entire globe or the world becomes one single market. So, this is what LPG focused on in the year 1991. So, post this liberalization, it became difficult to control or it was inadequate. What was inadequate? The MRTP Act was inadequate or not sufficient to meet the requirement of a highly competitive market. So, therefore, the Government of India enacted or passed a new law focusing on the Competition Act. So, it was MRTP Act was prohibited or replaced, and then the Competition Act with major changes or replacements. A lot of acts were passed or bills or sections were added, definitions were added, lot of things were added and renewed and made a new act called as the Competition Act. So, what we know as the Competition Act 2002, this is how it was developed or established by the Government of India. Let's look at the objectives of the Act. So, this Act ensures fair competition in India. to prohibit trade practices which cause adverse effect on competition, and also to check the negative aspect of competition through CCI. What is CCI? It is the Competition Commission of India. It was advocacy, or it is an authority which addresses the issue under this act. Now, as we had under Consumer Protection Act, remember the councils or commissions at national level, state level and the district level to address the issues or the problems of consumers. Likewise, we also have to address the issues of consumers or customers in case of Competition Act. That is why the Competition Commission of India, the authority, was established. So what is the focus or the objective of the act is keeping in view the economic development of the country. So the proper or the major view is economic development of the country, and that is why we ensure the fair competition. If the competition was unfair, or if there is restricted trade practices being followed by the company such as monopoly, that would not ensure economic development. Instead, it would lead to economic downfall. Correct? So if you remember, one of this giant supermarket called as Walmart that exists in US, remember, it is a huge market or a huge company. Now they had we had heard about rumors or news, we can say, that Walmart wanted to start a unit of its branch or activities of its operations in India. Now in India, compared to the US standards, it's definitely lesser standard of living. And then if Walmart enters into the Indian economy, all the minor manufacturers or supermarkets in India would absolutely lose the business. So Walmart would be a dominant position in India compared to all the other supermarkets that we have in our country. So therefore, we did not encourage or we did not welcome the entry of Walmart supermarket into our country, just to ensure fair competition, that we first need to encourage our own manufacturers, traders, or it can be service industry, manufacturing industry. We had to ensure a fair competition. We first give a fair chance or opportunity to Indians or to the Indian traders to prohibit trade practices. So in case it was observed that it was, let's say, it's about quality of the products or services, it's about the pricing of goods and services, or it's about the accounting practices that companies follow, any unfair trade practices, or let's say in terms of books of accounts if they're fraudulent, etc. To prohibit any such trade practices is what the act focuses on, because people or companies can fool or can the press, the media, the government or the society and make enough money, but at the end it will affect the image of competition or the image of corporate world in the eyes of the society. People will not trade or not buy certain goods and services from certain companies who were fraudulent. So therefore, we need to ensure or prevent fraudulent practices or prohibit trade practices which makes an adverse effect on competition. If you're following certain practices which are going to boost up a healthy competition, yes, the act is going to support it or encourage it. But if the practices are going to put a bad or an adverse effect on a competition in our country, then the act is going to take action upon such corporates. Third is to check the negative aspect of competition. Now, in case there is a high rivalry between two companies, let's say Pepsi and Coke, right, or any other eatery outlets or any other big factories or big companies, make sure the negative aspect is always controlled. Negative aspect is always controlled by the act. So that is why we have the authority stating here, Competition Commission of India. So as the overall, it is to protect the interest of consumers and ensure freedom of trade by other participants in India. So the overall aspect here is what about the Competition Act? Making sure the consumers' interests are protected and there is also freedom to trade. These are the objectives. Moving on to the scope of the Act. Now the Competition Act extends to whole of Jammu and Kashmir, whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir. If you remember, when we began the business regulations subject, when we started with the first unit, the Indian Contract Act, there you can observe, as I've given you a backdrop of why Jammu and Kashmir is excluded out of most of the act or laws that has been passed by government, right? So hope you can relate to it and remember it. So that's the very same reason why Competition Act also is not applicable in Jammu and Kashmir, whereas apart from Jammu and Kashmir, all the other states it is applicable. Second, it comprises of 66 sections. So total in the Competition Act we have 66 sections. Number 3, it covers definitions and anti-competitive agreements. So what does the Act contain? As I told, in MRTP Act, certain definitions or actions were not clearly defined or mentioned, whereas we have the Competition Act that covers all the required definitions and also all the anti-competitive agreements. We'll study about this detail in the upcoming topics. Number 4, it also covers selection of chairperson and members, their terms, resignation, removal and suspension. So if there has to be a committee in the Competition Act who makes decisions or choices or decides upon things, then the Act covers who has to be selected, how many members must be there, what are the terms and conditions. If a person has to resign their post, what is the procedure? If the person has to be removed or suspended from their post, what is the procedure, etc. All these details are clearly provided in the Act. Number 5, it covers financial administrative powers, duties and functions of Commission. So the Act also covers other powers like financial, administrative, duties and functions of Commission, where we have the Competition Commission of India, correct? So what are the functions of that commission? What are the members supposed to do? What is their job? Or how do they administer, or what are the powers and duties under this Act? How do they challenge or how do they pass judgment or a solution regarding the issues of unfair trade practices is provided in the Act. Number 6, it covers with the duties of Director General to investigate contraventions, offences and penalties. So the highest power over here is in the Commission, the Director General. So the Act also covers what shall be the duties of the Director General heading the Commission in order to investigate the contraventions, in case there is any offences or penalties to be paid by the companies. How shall it be followed up is also being given in detail. These are the 6 points that covers the scope of the Act. What are the features? It is customer focused. It helps to fix reasonable pricing, helps to regulate businesses. So this Act, as I earlier told, focuses to protect the interest of consumers. It helps to fix reasonable pricing, not too high, not too less, because there's a huge competition, we also have a reasonable pricing. If you need to win the market, especially in a wide market or society like Indian market, then you really need to have a reasonable pricing, and it also helps to regulate businesses. So it's more easy and it's more flexible for the Act in order to control the practices or allow the companies to trade or have business in India with the help of the Competition Act of 2002. So, we have covered the background of the act, that is how this act has been established, what are the three major objectives of the act, then we moved on to the scope of the act, 6 points, and then the features of the act.